Good evening and welcome back. I'm here for another chapter on the 1990 Chevy G20 van conversion happening. I already know that the engine is running great. It was a rebuilt, it was only in there a couple of years, and it was running fantastic. I had no problems with the engine. Some of the main problems were brake noises were horrendous. So I'm gonna put a brake video up right now and just go through that. But with the Ford Explorer being sold and the Suburban being sold, I had the money to throw at the van now. So new rotors, drums, um, the rear wheel cylinders, new calipers, new master cylinder, and some tires. It's always good to have some new tires. So I was getting this truck ready to make a run for a cross country trip, so I needed everything to be mechanically sound. I was looking at buying some land out in the California desert to retire on, and it didn't happen. But that's a whole other story. But I still had to get this thing safe to get up. So it was running great, but you need to be able to stop great too. Going is one thing, but stopping is more important. It's a safety feature. So anyway, I put this new master cylinder in there, and all the brake lines were pretty good. The problem I was having was actually with the proportioning valve, which I disassembled and repaired myself. I wouldn't suggest it to anybody though. It's a real pain in the butt, and it's not one of the best things to do. But you can see the rotors were like a record. Just put it on there, start playing and jamming. The front spindles were rusty. I mean, there was water in the spindles. The rear seal wasn't on, and there was water getting in there for some reason. Never saw that before until now. You see that white, your grease is all white and gooey and it's all rusty in there. Anyway, I took the splash guards off. I refurbished them and painted them. And while I had everything apart, I sanded down and polished all the spindles again and painted the knuckle. Because you gotta put a refurb on it. It's a rebuild, so you gotta make it look brand new. And I also took the new calipers and painted them to match. So at least it looked like it was gonna stop good. And when I got to the rear, it was a nightmare. This is a 30-year-old brake drum, and the shoes were like glued into the thing. And as you can see here, it was a mess in there. It was all rusty. Everything was just coated with goop and stuck. So it took me a while to get these apart, and I cleaned them all up. Got the new shoes, got the new drums. I also got the cylinders because they were both the rubber seals were shot. There was just brake fluid running out of them, and it wasn't a pretty picture. There was no way I was going to try to drive across the country with these brakes in this condition. So I took these apart. You can see there, both of them were looking the same. They were decrepit and nasty. So I took them apart, and I lubed them all up, greased them all up, put everything new back in there. I even had painted the back of it, and look, I painted the new drums also. I was going with a Chevy red orange, but then I ended up picking the orange color. The red orange looked like it was too fast. It was going to add too many RPMs, and probably not brake very well. Anyway, it's just a color, right? But this is what they look like afterwards. All new springs, all new cylinders, everything. I kind of touched up anything that needed paint. And this is what they look like after the hub and everything was all repainted and put back together. And, I had rear brakes again. Now, when I got the new rotors, look at how I bought these rotors. They were rusty in the box. Unbelievable. I should have checked them before I took them out of the store. But anyway, I polished them all up, and then I lubricated them a little bit, wiped them down with some WD, and then after I heated them up and got the WD off, I painted the the hub of it, the hub part of it. Only thing is putting these nasty wheels back on there. Mm, you just did all that good work refurbishing everything and rebuilding everything. So I took these old crappy tires off there, and I actually painted the rims up too, sanded them, and painted them black, and there you go, new Firestones. So she was good to go on the road. She was gonna not give me a blowout. She was not gonna not stop, and I felt like I was going to be safe driving. Now I had to make a shortcut. I had to take a trip up to Jersey to see my mom and dad before I moved to California. And I don't know when I was going to get back. And they were both aging, and I just felt it was a necessary thing to do, to go back home and see my family one last time, if it were to be the one last time. Anyway, so much for the brakes on this thing. It was actually in good shape here, and it was time to start rebuilding the inside, so I can pack all my stuff in there and make my bed and all that good stuff. So I'll be putting that video up soon, so you can see the birth of the Chevy G20 van slash camper. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy the rest. And if you have any questions about any of the stuff I'm doing, please, that's what comments are there for. I haven't received any comments really, except one from an old buddy about how he knew I got ripped off on the Suburban. But anyway, that's that. Anyway, hope you're enjoying. I'm having fun making them, and I hope to make many, many, many more. And hopefully someday somebody will get something out of my videos to help them. So have a great night, and I'll see you all again later.